The following is a presentation of Biggs Media Services.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
What exactly are we talking about?
Politics.
Sports.
Education.
We'll tell you anything you want to hear.
We talk, you listen.
Bigg's Golf Talk.
Well, here you all are, waiting to hear my broadcast. How very nice of you.
Bigg's Golf Talk.
America is talking.
Talking and
Yaggity yak!
Blah, blah, blah.
It's all about talk.
A place for information, advice, golf news, golf reviews, and of course, golf humor.
Do you know who this is?
Bigg's Golf Talk.
Comes highly recommended. You're going to feel better if you talk to him.
That's the fact, Jack.
Now we'll talk.
Biggs Golf Talk is presented by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today. Later on in the show, we'll have some dates for you and some locations for you so you can qualify for the King's Cup. Biggs Golf Talk is also sponsored in part by ShotScope. Data is power. OnCore Golf. Photo Ball Marker. McNally 22. UFO Tour Golf. Ready Putt. And Spider Divot Tools. Connect with Biggs Golf Talk in social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golf Ball. Subscribe to Biggs Golf Talk on YouTube, in iTunes. We're available in the Google Play Music Store, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and your Alexa devices. Our website, www.biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS golftalk.com. We are on iHeartRadio. Welcome, everybody. Hi, everybody. I am Bigg Jon Vic. He is the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas. She is the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson. And Amanda, our debut on Native Family Radio, got a lot of people wondering who one Amanda Robertson is. We always say LPGA superstar Amanda Robertson, but give Native Family Radio a brief description of who Amanda Robertson is.
Sure. Well, I play professional golf and have since 2012. And in end of 2015, I started a company with my best friend called Backswing Golf Events. And we are expanding and growing and providing on-course entertainment for charity golf tournaments and raising money for those charities out there using professionals.
There you go. Now you know who Amanda Robertson is. And by the way, people in the chat room being able to chat with us when we are live on, here on this Saturday morning. We're all got some business going on, so we're not live this morning, but we are on the air here on Biggs Golf Talk. And today on the program, we have a great show for you today. Rick Monroe, country music star, is going to be joining us later on in the program. OnCore Golf to be joining us to announce a big Legendary Sweepstakes. Big's product of the week. You're going to want to stay tuned for that. Golf Life Report, On Par with Amanda, and much, much more. Also, a roundtable discussion going to be happening to wrap up our number one. Well, boys and girls, how was your week? Amanda, let's start off with you. How was your week?
Good. Productive. Spent some time with some family and working on the game and just trying to get back into the gym after my shoulder injury, which is always, but we're doing it slowly but surely.
How's the shoulder doing? Are you 100% now?
Yeah, so shoulder is, I would say it's pretty close to 100%. Brain, on the other hand, is not. The gym a couple times and things are a little disconcerting, but no, everything's good, and I'm just trying to build back a little bit of muscle that I had lost and trying to get back out there. So
there you go. Billy, how was your week, my friend?
Long, and longer. Been working, I got that triple, quadruple duty, so doing stuff for Bigg's Golf Talk, of course. Did stuff with Rick Monroe, which we'll be talking about later on in the show. And then, of course, I got my Bigg's Golf Talk duties and reviews and PRs and all the other fun stuff. And we're getting ready for Indy, so
yes, yeah. I was just going to bring that up. Amanda, July 8th, we're all going to, the three of us, the three amigos, will be in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Wahoo!
Live show that Monday morning. So we're going to be on the air live here on Native Family Radio and iHeartRadio and Spotify. And we're going to be doing our thing out there and supporting a great cause with the Folds of Honor and leaving no family behind on the field of battle. Honoring their sacrifice and educating their legacy, and I'm looking forward to it on July 8th.
Absolutely.
It'll be fun.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. So some news stories that I want to get to. One of the news stories is I can't believe it. I was kind of shocked this week when I read this, but some elderly people got into it. One guy shot him and killed him on the golf course, and then went back home and decided he was going to blow up the mobile park. What an incredible events that transpired. I mean, it all transpired, I guess, over an argument of a shot. I'm not even sure what the argument was about, but all of a sudden he just shot one of his good friends, and I guess this has been a feud that has been going on for some time between the two gentlemen, and you know, right? I mean, best friends, right? You always dig each other. You have some competitive blood flowing when you're out on the golf course. Hey, no, you didn't make a 2-putt there. I didn't give you that shot. Blah blah blah. But this time, it sounds like something went too far and cost a lot of people's lives, including families and the golfers.
Useless. It's a waste of time. It shouldn't have never happened.
No.
I mean, it definitely wasn't for golf. That guy was touched in the brain. It was a lot more than golf and him cheating and everything else. There's a lot of unstable people out there. You know how they say you can tell a lot of people out from people playing golf with them?
Oh,
you
yeah.
sure can. You can tell there's a lot of people that when you get them on the golf course, they can't hide their personality. It'll bring them out. Yeah, it's a good indicator of who you should stay away from. Bring them on the golf course.
Well, Amanda, you have seen a lot of golf outings, and I'm sure seen a lot of poor play as well with those golf outings, because a lot of people are not, everyday golfers, but probably going out to support their company's outing for that particular day. I'm sure you've seen your share of golf clubs being thrown and being slammed against golf carts and being slammed against the ground and damaging the course. I'm sure you've seen a lot of that, haven't you?
I have. I haven't. You don't really see too many physical altercations, even though there's drinking involved. When I was younger at my home course, there were two guys fighting over a tee time, essentially, and the one guy said, "Well, we're going to tee off because we booked this." And the guy said, "No, you're not." And he took a 7-iron across the guy's chest, broke it, and he went into cardiac arrest. And then the guy that hit him promptly went over with his group and they teed off. And about 3 holes into the golf round, he showed up. And I'm and the guy's literally laying there in cardiac arrest. And so that's the only time I've ever seen a physical altercation. But man, I don't know if people just have too much time on their hands or what is going on. If you can't wait 5 minutes to let a group tee off in front of you, you have way bigger issues and shouldn't be playing golf.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Billy, you and I have seen it on the golf course many times with people slamming, breaking clubs, throwing clubs in the lake, whatever the case might be. You see videos out there all the time.
It drives me nuts.
Here's a question I have for everybody. We all have seen it. So what do we do as a golfer to say, whoa, let's take a step back? Because certainly somebody could take a gun out. I mean, this is serious. Somebody could take a gun out of that golf bag and shoot you. And that's the scary part. It's
very scary.
How do we protect ourselves from that?
I think you think in small picture with just a weapon, of a gun, because you hear stories, they're taking any object they can to do damage to people. So,
even a golf club.
What do you do? Yeah, I mean, there are so many weapons around that particular point. When you use something that's not intended for, heck yeah. I mean, do you do it smart? I don't have time for stupidity, especially on the golf course. And, you got to cut those people out. You give too many people too many chances, that's when people get hurt. This thing, like the people that did this stuff in the beginning of the show, that was brewing for years. Yeah, you know what? When somebody's showing you their true colors, you got to cut that person out like cancer, man. You don't need that in your life. I don't golf with anybody with that slamming and all that crazy stuff. No, you can slam that one time. That's you. It'll never happen a second time because you won't be golfing with me.
I firmly believe that if I have an issue, that I have a solution to take care of that issue, and I try to live by that. So if I have an issue or complain about something, when I say something to somebody about it, I want to be able to offer a solution and not just complain. So here's my solution, and I know people make policies all the damn time. The problem is I could suggest a policy, but will it be enforced upon the certain properties? And here is my suggestion and a solution. Make a policy within your golf course, just like you have a pay policy, which a lot of times is not enforced, but have a policy, any club throwing or any evidence of physical threatening with a golf club is an automatic ban from that facility. Well, I don't care if you have a membership. I don't care if that's your first time there. I don't care if you've been there a million times and this is your first occurrence. I think this has to be a zero-tolerance policy when it comes to this. You can't sit here and when people, Billy, you and I have seen it. I'm sure, Amanda, you have seen it. There is no care of what is around that individual when they throw that golf club. They don't look around to see if they're going to hit anybody or anybody's around them. They just whip that thing.
Yeah, they do.
And I'm sorry, if I'm the group behind them and I see that, I want to know that I could call the golf course and say, listen, I feel danger because the group in front of me is whipping clubs around because they're angry about shots. And I want to know that the golf course will act and remove that person or people from the golf course. What is your take on that?
Go ahead, Amanda. You go first.
No, you go first. I want to hear your side.
My side is I don't care what's going on in the group in front of me or behind me, as long as they're not hitting into me. If they want to throw clubs up there, I'm just going to be sitting back saying, you know what? I'm glad I'm not playing with those beep, beep, beep. Right. I'm beeping myself out because we see it all the time. You have people that hit into you, and we've seen people that have gotten hit into it and they lose their mind. They don't come back talking. It's crazy out there.
Here's the thing, Bill, and I hate to interrupt you, but here's the thing. Because I want to get this in. You say you don't care about the person in front of you or the person behind you, but what if you hit that once-of-a-lifetime shot, which all of us have done, hit that once of a lifetime, didn't mean to hit into them or even come close to them, and all of a sudden they get pissed off because you came within 5 feet of them and they're going to come at you with their golf club. To tell me that throughout your round you have seen this kind of behavior and you don't care about it?
Oh, I've seen that, but you never mentioned that he come at me. I mean, at first,
I'm saying no. Really this stupid. Is preventive. So if you've seen that group have that type of behavior, and all of a sudden 4 holes later you hit the shot of your life, and you didn't come close to it, but you came within 5 feet, and this guy, same guy that you seen 4 holes ago throwing clubs around, now is coming at you. Where 4 holes ago I could call the pro shop and say, "This is the behavior I'm seeing in front of me. I like it addressed."
Right.
I don't think the golf course is going to address it. My opinion. I don't think they have. I don't think with the way everything is, unless you're on a course, a country club course, private course, something like that, I don't see it happening. I mean, it's tough because, you see somebody behave like that on a hole, but I mean, we can't predict that that's going to happen 4 holes later, 5 holes. It may never happen. So will the golf course react and lose a potential customer because we saw them slam their club? I doubt it. I doubt any club is going to try and lose anybody unless we all know something dude, in life, you have stalkers and everything else. And until it happens, nobody can do nothing.
And that's
we can prevent.
Look
at the stuff we can prevent.
That's a problem with our society.
We know that we can prevent things.
Right.
But unfortunately, in the world we live in the world we have lived in for a long time, is until something happens or something is done, no one will help.
Mm-hmm.
And while it might be sad, I don't think it's ever going to change.
Yep.
Because there's too many variables in it.
Right.
And you know how it is. You go and you say something to somebody, you hurt their feelings, and now all of a sudden everybody, it just causes downfall. Everybody's afraid to say anything to anybody because as soon as you open your mouth, there's something wrong with how you said it, why you said it. You're targeting me. Why does it have to be me? You don't like my color socks. And I think it's unfortunate, Biggs, but I think in this world, everything has to wait till it actually occurs, and then it's going to take action.
Amanda, what say you about this?
Yeah, I just, like you both said, we just live in a world that it's so sensitive and touchy, and you don't know who is like on the brink of kind of breaking past that point. And so I'm someone who's very opinionated, and and with that, I'm super nice. But if you cross a line, I am very outspoken, and I'm the first one to say, hey, look, that's not acceptable, or that's not right. And I'm used to kind of standing up for myself and for others and whatnot. But in turn, being female and traveling by myself quite a bit, I have to be careful because it doesn't matter who you are. You come across the wrong person, like you were saying, and it totally turns into something that it shouldn't have been. You're telling someone, hey, this is not right, and you're being dumb, and you shouldn't do this. And all of a sudden they turn around and shoot you or whatever, or hit you with a golf club. So, I mean, I've approached people on a golf course that I've hit into people. It happens on accident. But when it happens like 3 to 4 times in a row, then we have an issue. And so I went up. I drove my golf cart to the group behind me, and I said, look, you've hit into me now 4 times, and I'm done. So you're going to have to either wait a little longer, or if you want to play through, then just play through so I don't have to deal with you. And the guy basically turned around, cussed me out, told me to mind my own business. I said, okay, that's fine. So the next time he hit into me, I turned around and I hit the golf ball quite a bit harder back at them, and and hit their golf cart. I have pretty decent accuracy.
Yes,
but
you do.
My thing is, but with that said, in a situation like that, I was very nice, but I was firm. I'm female, and I went up and just said, hey, this is unacceptable. Stop doing this. And he just wanted to be a jerk and kind of throw his weight around. So I don't know. It's a tough situation, guys. It's our world. Unfortunately, people just don't have common courtesy or common sense, for that matter.
Absolutely. I agree. All right, well, that does it for the first segment here. We're going to head into our first break, and when we come back, On Par with Amanda will be next. We'll be right back right after this.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best 2-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC Kings Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's time for commentary, opinion, and controversy. On par with Amanda. And here's the golf diva, Amanda Robertson.
Good morning, everyone. This is Bigg's Golf Talk, and you are listening to On Par with Amanda. So last week we chatted about women's golf. There's a lot of great things in the women's LPGA to mini tours, a lot of great stuff going on, including Michelle Wie and her attempt to return. She suffered through a lot of injuries, and I always love watching Michelle Wie. I think she's got such an interesting character out on the golf course, and she knows how to interact with fans. And so it's always good to see her back in action, as she has been a favorite from the get-go with her early start to her career. So we always want her healthy and out there. Also, we talked about Lexi Thompson. Shooting 62, I think that's pretty phenomenal. Low numbers like that just help women's golf in general. Obviously, golf courses are different for women than they are set up for the men on the PGA Tour. The men are, with their length, are able to go for things in 2 on par 5s. They're able to be a little more aggressive into greens because they're coming in with shorter irons. Because their length is there. And so for the women, we play at such a yardage that it's not always gap wedges into holes and 9 irons into holes. We're hitting 5 irons and 6 irons. And, it just depends what course, obviously, but these are the things that make the difference. And so that's why we don't see such low numbers all the time on the women's tour. So I love to watch just some really awesome golf. And for those of you that I have seen or heard say that women can't shoot those low numbers, or that we're not as great, or our games aren't just aren't there. They are, and the proof is in the pudding. So congrats to Lexi, and she's continuing to play well, and she's honestly one of the nicest girls out there. So we wish her all the best. And as we continue to watch her, Brooke Henderson, who these girls are just at the top, and it's really fun, competitive golf. And I actually enjoy watching women's golf. I watch a lot of men's golf as well, and when you watch the women, it is a different game. We do have a different game because we have to. It's set up different. It's no more, easier or harder. It's just different than the men, and our games have to be. When I go play with my guy friends, my approach into things is different, and the way I chip around the greens is quite a bit different. So our swing speeds are quite a bit different. So there's all these things to factor in and why we do things differently. But with that said, women's golf is on the up and up, continuing to grow, continuing to just get better and better and better. Hannah Green, she is just playing super well right now. Obviously won, and she seems like she has so much potential ahead of her to just grow and blossom, and just seems like a sweetheart all the way around. So altogether, women's golf is moving forward. And I know last week I mentioned at the end of my segment a comment about, for those of you that kind of live in this bubble that don't know much about women's golf. So if you are a true golf fan, I think you need to know equally, what's going on on the women's side of things as men's. You can't call yourself a golf fanatic if you only know about one specific area. Sure, you love golf and you watch men's golf. I watch men's golf, and actually I watch men's golf more than I do watch the women's tours, but I also don't call myself a golf fanatic. So for those guys out there, I mentioned last week, the Hank Haneys of the world that just want to kind of brush it off and don't think, oh, it's boring and we don't want to watch women's golf. It's definitely not. And there's some really awesome things happening on the tour. You just have to pay attention and care a little bit about what's going on in the women's world. So watch out, boys, because the women are coming through strong and stronger every day. So we're super excited to move into, I say we, but it's me. So I am very excited to move into this week's topic. And we are talking feel versus technique. So this is a pretty big topic in the golf world, and I don't think there's a wrong or right, but I do think that they are two very different things, and I think you can be extremes coming from both sides, just like anything in this world. But one thing I will tell you, I grew up in a small town, and I didn't start until later in life playing golf, and the instructor that I had was an older gentleman who had learned everything by feel. He didn't have a video recording set up. He didn't, have me, we worked obviously on a swing, but it wasn't about, it was feel. It was put this pool noodle under your arm, or put this towel or head cover there, drive a flag into the ground and swing around it to learn swing path. But there wasn't a whole lot of individual technique that was over driven into my brain. It wasn't every practice, every range session we just beat balls and worked on this perfect golf swing. It was more about, this is the feel you're trying to achieve and this is what you were trying to get out of it. And if it produced the correct result, I knew we were heading in the right direction. So when I see people give YouTube tutorials and instructors that just beat the golf swing to death, they just pick it apart so fanatically, which there is a science behind it, obviously. You have different things like force and gravity and, and things that are going on in the golf swing that are the way they are because that's just the laws of nature. But with that, there is a part of me that when I started playing professional golf, had I learned to just kind of let go of some of that and just go out there and play and swing freely, that would have changed a lot for me. And I know that 80% of professional golfers would feel the same way. So I'm not knocking technique. Obviously, without technique or drills, I'm a big drills advocate. I think drills are great. That's how we learn how to achieve a proper move in the golf swing, that we can't just, it just doesn't feel right. It's not great. But when it comes to things like short game really comes down to feel and touch. So I can have the right technique all day long, but if I am not executing the correct amount of force, or not making a big enough swing, or taking too large of a backswing, it's feel, it's coordination, it's being an athlete. And so I remember this one specific drill I used to do all the time, and it was I would take a ball in my hand and I would underhand toss it to an area. Maybe there's a hula hoop or a bucket. And my instructor would say, okay, how far do you think that is? And I would say, well, I don't know. And I would give out some guess. And he says, okay, now toss that ball into that bucket or into that circle. And I would. And he said, okay, now I want you to chip a golf ball into that bucket or that circle. And he would repeat this over and over and over because what he was trying to achieve was that, yes, there is a technique that we had worked on. Of course, I learned how to chip, but the end result could only occur if I applied enough force and taken a big enough backswing or a soft enough backswing to achieve the desired result. So when it comes to feel is a huge part of it. If you're standing over a putt and you have no feel whatsoever and all you're thinking about is your stroke, you're not going to make a good putt. And vice versa. I think that there is technique if you let everything go by the wayside. So there is a balancing act. But what I'm seeing more and more as we get a little further, especially the past 2 years, I've really seen a change in this. Technique has become the say-all. And all of these instructors, I can't tell you how many times clients that I've worked with to try to help and give instruction to, or just friends that have gone and gotten some type of instruction, or looked up tutorials, or fiddled around with different things, have told me, I've got 9 swing thoughts going on in my head, and I can't hold the club here because I've got to be at this degree of an angle and my elbow it's ideally supposed to be. But when you start getting all of those things and you piece them all together, it doesn't always add up to a perfect golf swing. There is no perfect golf swing. Now, if a robot is testing golf clubs, that robot is going to make the same swing over and over and over, and that is called consistency. That does not mean that robot swing is ideally perfect. We've programmed it to swing that will bring the club exactly back to where it started at the club face. So in reality, sure, we may call that a perfect golf swing, but the moral of the story is that it's not perfect, it's consistent. And that's what we're trying to achieve. And that's why players like Jim Furyk, Ben Hogan, all of these guys that have completely different golf swing, Freddie Couples, and then you have someone like Sergio Garcia, short and quick. You have all of these different examples, and they all work because each of these guys have honed in on how to make their particular swing consistent. Now, if Jim Furyk worried every day about technique and about something that was perfect, do you think he would be playing on tour? No, he would not. So there is a lot of feel and a lot of trust in his golf swing. And that is something that I really want to preach to you, whether you're just starting out or you're a couple years in or you're 15, 20 years in. At some point, you have to go to the drawing board and give up some of the strain that you're holding trying to make a perfect move at the golf ball. You have to feel it, you have to let the club do the work, and you have to trust what you're doing. So I really just want everyone to maybe go out this week, and when you're on the range, instead of hitting ball after ball after ball after ball trying to make a perfect swing, and you take 19 practice swings trying to make one move, maybe you pick one move that you want to work on, but as you're working on it, pick a different target. So we're going to do target practice instead of rake a ball, whack it, rake a ball, whack it. You're going to pick a target, whether that's 2 poles to create a fairway, maybe you hit driver, and you play a few holes on the range. So you say, okay, I'm going to start with my driver, and then I'm going to, now hit the approach shot. And maybe that's 160 yards out. And then you missed the green. So now I'm going to chip a 15-yard chip shot up, and then so on. But I want you to do this because I want you to learn and feel what it feels like to let go of trying to make the perfect swing. Just make a swing that is repeatable. And the more you do it, the more repeatable it will become. So let me know your thoughts, feel versus technique. I want to hear some of your stories. I know there's a lot of people that rely on feel as well. And so I want to hear from you, and I want to know your thoughts on being videotaped in a lesson versus not, seeing yourself on camera. Does it help? Does it hurt? What are your thoughts? So you can write in to biggsgolftalk@gmail.com. That's BIGGS golftalk@gmail.com. And make sure in the subject line you write On Par with Amanda. So that way I know you're talking to me. Also, reach out to me on Instagram. My handle is Robertson Golf. I'd love to hear from you. I'm always interacting with my fans, and I would love to chat with you. So let's talk some golf. And until next time, guys, keep swinging for par.
That was a great segment by Amanda Robertson. Keep swinging for par, people. Keep swinging for par. On Par with Amanda, sponsored by Backswing Golf Events. Listen, folks, if you're looking for classy ladies to come and raise money for your event or your charity, as a matter of fact, BackswingGolfEvents.com is the only place you need to go to and book these lovely ladies for your event to raise money and entertain the golfers in your event. Backswing Golf Events is the place for your event today.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap, already providing over 10,000 scholarships. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Pot, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Pot.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is the Golf Life Report. I'm Travis Harper. Golf Life's Mike Billingsley was out at the PGA Championship and had the chance to talk with PGA Pro Rob Labritz about the V1 Sports Golf app.
Folks, here at Golf Life, we've been testing the V1 Golf and V1 Pro app. Now, this works great. How it works, I take shots of myself using a selfie stick down the line and face on. I then go into the app and I send it to a pro. There's thousands of pros. I chose Rob Labritz. Why? Because I met him out at Bethpage recently at the PGA Championship. He was actually the low pro, but he's a teaching professional. I send it to Rob. Rob then goes in. He promised that he'd check out my swing. He did that with the tablet, sent it back to me, and gave me a full lesson. I'm on the range, and I can get interactive with my pro to find out where I can make tweaks in my swing. You should try it out. It's phenomenal. Let's learn more about how Rob uses this app right now.
What they can do is use their V1 app. They can capture their swings, send them to me if I'm traveling or if they're traveling, and I can have them in a split second where I can just, send lines and do all the drawings and whatever I need to do with them, and then send it back to them if they're in another state or I'm back in New York. So it makes it very convenient. It's just a tool that I use every day. I almost take it for granted. But to have that V1 app that people can look at and see what they're doing, because they never believe what I tell, oh, you're doing this. There's no way I'm doing that. I'll bet you $1 million you're doing this. And then they'll look at themselves on video and say, oh my gosh, I'm doing that. So the V1 is instrumental. My name's Rob Labritz. I'm the PGA Director of Golf at Glen Arbor Golf Club in Bedford Hills, New York. And if you go ahead and download that V1 app and connect with a coach, you will get better at the game of golf. I promise that.
As always, for the best video golf tips, gear reviews, course and travel features, and PGA player profiles, check out GolfLife.com or follow us on Facebook.com/GolfLife or on Instagram at GolfLifeTV. I'm Travis Harbert, and that is this week's Golf Life Report.
A golf ball that performs for you. The OnCore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The OnCore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.oncoregolf.com. And be more with OnCore.
GolfDots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, clubs, GolfDots can personalize it for you. GolfDots conforms to USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, GolfDots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis. To order your GolfDots, visit www.golfdots.com and enter promo code BiggJon15. That's Bigg Jon, BiGGJON 15 for a discount on your GolfDots. GolfDots is available in many golf shops, such as the PGA Tour Superstore. The website for GolfDots is www.golfdots.com. That is golf.dots.com or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with GolfDots.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Teeing it up on hole number 9 to wrap up our number 1 here on Big's Golf Talk. Bigg Jon Vic along with the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, and the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas here. Roundtable discussion here on Big's Golf Talk, and roundtable discussion sponsored by OnCore Golf. Be more with OnCore later on the show. We are going to talk about a legendary giveaway, sweepstakes, if you will, by OnCore Golf. You have the opportunity, not one winner, but 2 winners to play with a legend and another 2 winners to play with another legend. And I'll tell you what, Bill, you and I have previewed this giveaway, and they got other prizes that they're going to be giving away, but we're going to have Bret Blakley from OnCore Golf on a little bit later on. Talk about this giveaway, but what's your initial take on this giveaway, Bill?
I quit.
Again.
I
quit.
Is that
how many times does he quit a week?
Amanda,
Over
you
giveaways.
were talking to me at that particular time. It's very rude to be interruptive at times, Amanda. That was my time to talk. I'm very sensitive at the moment.
Oh, talk about sensitive. We're going to really get into it. And, this segment's going to prove to everybody out there that after this segment's over, that we're all going to remain friends. So let's just put that out there, prelude that with this right here. But right now, we are going to talk about last week, something else we talked about last week, and we said we're going to do it this week on a roundtable discussion, and that's course conditions. On certain course conditions that people feel that should be made into rules. And I'm telling you, if you was to make all these course conditions into rules, we're going to have a 300-page rule book with course conditions and how, people could take it out of that condition and place it in another condition to better better chances of hitting a better shot. First off, let's talk about divots in the fairways. Obviously, nobody likes them, but to me, it's a part of the course. Hit it as it lies. Is it easy? No. If golf was easy, though, everybody would be playing it, and everybody would be scoring below par. So here's my thing. I see on social media a lot, people are saying that USGA and the R&A need to change the rule that if a ball lands into a divot, that the golfer should be able to take that ball out of the divot and hit it next to the divot, behind the divot, whatever the case might be, but better themselves on a better lie to have a better shot. I say no. I say no because here's the tradition of golf. This has been traditions for 100 years that people hit it out of divots. Unfortunately, people don't fix the divots, and I get that. And you know what? Sometimes you just have to take another club and get it in a better position and just hopefully get a par, and you're not going to get a birdie instead. So I'm going to go to Amanda. Ladies first. Go ahead, Amanda. You have the floor about divots.
Well, I just recently played in the Colorado Women's Open, and on the 10th hole, I hit a ball both days of the first 2 days and landed in a divot. The first day, it was somewhat shallow. Second day is pretty deep. Like, the top of the ball matched the top of the turf. And so I had to kind of, like, be careful. I didn't want to break my wrist or injure myself. So I just kind of punched out and did what I needed to do. But I 100% feel that rule should be changed. And here's why. Because I get it with elements and the way the golf course is, but someone has created that divot. Not the USGA, not the golf course superintendents, not anyone having to do with setting up the difficulty of the golf course. So Bob comes along and he takes a massive divot. When he has the opportunity, all he has to do is fill it with sand. If he fills it with sand, my golf ball does not land in the divot. It most likely rolls through, and even if it does land in it, it's right on top, and there's no harm, no foul. And you're just kind of going to have to hit down on it. But the fact of the matter that he didn't do what his obligation as a golfer is to fill the divot, now I'm put in a worse spot. One, could be injured from it. Two, now instead of a possible birdie or even par, one of those days I ended up taking a bogey from it because it was such a bad divot. So I feel completely opposite. I think it needs to be changed. It's dumb that I am basing what I'm doing off of something that someone else incorrectly took care of.
Now, some golf courses, Amanda, have fill. So they have fill on the carts or, fill to be able to fill the divots. So would your opinion or your judgment change if that divot was filled? Because you're still in a divot. Even if it's filled, it's still in a divot.
But it's not, though, because when the golf ball, I get it. I get what you're saying, but then I don't know the percentage on this, but I would be safe to say that if a golf ball approaches a divot that's filled to the top with sand like it's supposed to be, 80% of the time that golf ball rolls through it. It doesn't land on it. The reason a golf ball stops in a divot is because when it hits the divot, even if it's moving, it stops because there's a ledge or a wall. So if it is covered with sand, 9 times out of 10, it's going to roll through and not even be on the sand. But even if it did, it is just stationed on top of it. So you're hitting more of just you have to pick it clean. And I'm okay with that. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know that you're ever going to be able to make people fill their divots. Obviously, it's a rule now, and nobody does it. So.
Right. Bill?
Well, to take hers a little bit farther, people, even if, first off, people don't fix the divots the right way. We've seen that. We know how it is. People can't even fix a divot on a green, let alone a hole that they create. Some people, create craters on the fairway. So when you have somebody that takes a scoop of sand and throws it on there and just creates a mound, it looks like an anthill instead of a divot fix, you have issues. So if you have somebody that goes and fix it properly, like Amanda said, yeah, it should. Ideally, it's going to roll. It's going to keep rolling. The problem is when they don't fix it, it's like falling into a cup. You fall, you got no way out. It stops there unless you've got some massive power going through it. Now, I've also run into here in Florida, we get hit with tons and tons and tons of rain during the summertime. So let's say I go and I fix my divot the right way. It gets washed away. Now there's that hole again. So just because we fix it and we put sand in it and everything else doesn't mean tomorrow it's going to still be there. A lot of things can change that. Somebody else can come along. There's a lot of different variables that can happen. So that's why I believe that if it's in a divot and it's not properly fixed or is anything like that, they have so many other rules that you can move the ball and do this and pick and place and all this other stuff. I think common sense would tell us, hey, somebody didn't do the right job in the middle of the fairway to upkeep it, to do the other thing. Let them fix it. Don't improve your lie. You're not getting closer or anything else. You're going to move it, fix the divot, whatever you have to do to make it better. And if it means you have to put sand in it to appease everybody, I'd rather do that and hit on a divot that's filled with sand than hit out of a hole. I just don't think it makes sense.
Well, that was my next question was, what about if you're allowed to repair the divot yourself and hit out of that? Because, Bill, you just mentioned you shouldn't be able to improve your lie, but logistically, legally, you are improving your lie if you pull it out of that divot and place it in the fairway or place it in the rough, wherever your ball had landed. If it's in the rough area, it's in a rough divot.
And you know what my reply to that is? When you play golf, any of us, it could be you, Amanda, anybody that's playing golf, if you go and you play and you hit your ball into a sand bunker that has not been raked, or that the tractor went through there and left its tire marks when it was repairing it and didn't finish it, what do? Do you hit the ball out of the tire tracks from the machine that went there, or do you pick your ball, rake, and put your ball back down? What would you do?
I've never picked my ball up and raked.
So you would hit it out of a tire track.
It's a sucky situation, but yeah. I mean, I have been in situations where it wasn't raked properly, and I'm in between like a little in-hill. So there's a little hill, and my ball is sitting in the part of it, and then I have to hit it upward, because it's sitting in a crater type thing. It's a sucky situation. It really is, but I've never picked a ball up and fixed a bunker. I've always hit it out of tire tracks. The only thing I have done, and my opponent would say to me at that time, if it lands in water or it's near really soft sand where there's been water and it's been extremely wet, he will tell me to move it out of that wetness and put it in a place where I can hit it better. Now, I'm not going to tell him no because he just, he's my opponent and I need to score. But if he didn't say anything to me, I'd hit it out of the wet sand.
Mm-hmm. Under the new rules, you are permitted to smooth out marks in the sand before even hitting your bunker shot.
Yes, you're right.
Correct.
Yes.
So I'm fixing. I'm just saying there's too many variables. There's too many knuckleheads out there in this world that do not follow the rules. We want to grow the game, which is great. So you bring people out there. A lot of people don't know the rules. They don't know etiquette. There's a lot of little books and pamphlets that say, here, you need to do this, you need to do that. Why should you be penalized for being in a proper place at the proper time, like a divot, which we know that wasn't there? Ideally, you hit it into a tree, you hit it into the rough area. You're hitting it in the middle of the fairway. Why would you be penalized for that? I just don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair.
So where does it stop? Right
there.
Where does it stop? Because let me ask you this. If I hit it in 4-inch rough and I see in front of me or behind me, they forgot to mow that area, that I see 2-inch rough behind me, and I see 2-inch rough in front of me, but I got 4-inch rough right where my ball is. Should I legally be able to move it into one of those areas?
No, because that's the golf course staff that executed that.
Yes.
So that is on the golf course. That's not someone coming in and changing my lie because they forgot to. So maybe the golf course left that piece not mowed on purpose. You know what I mean? So it is different. It's conditional or
Yep.
it's course conditions versus someone's lack of responsibility.
Yes.
What about divots in the rough then?
No.
Yeah, same thing.
I don't know. Roughs are rough. You know, I've played with people that refuse to fill divots in the rough, and I'm like, well,
that is
why would
true.
it?
I will. Yes, I have
Mhm.
seen that, and people don't. And to be honest, I don't know that I'm trying to think because rough is different. It's a different piece.
Yeah, because you hit yourself. You hit a bad shot to get yourself there.
You did, right. You're not in the fairway. So that's like lift clean in place on your winter rules. You can't do that in the rough. You do it in the fairway because you hit a good shot in the fairway. Yeah.
And Biggs, one other thing. If you hit your ball dead center in the fairway and you know how it rolls and all of a sudden your ball disappears and you walk up to your ball and you find your ball sitting in the marker or a water, part of the system to water the grass.
Right.
What do?
Well,
it's in the middle of the fairway, right?
Right.
You pull it out. You're not intended to hit it there. So why allow somebody else that created another hole? Why would you have to suffer from that? You get to move it, and who knows if you're going to improve your lie or not improve your lie. Maybe now when you move that ball a little bit back or you move it a little forward, maybe you do unintentionally improve your lie. You're not hitting it where it lies. It's unnatural hole. I'm saying the divot is an unnatural hole. It wasn't meant to be there, but we've created it. So I think we should be able to fix it and take care of it.
Yeah, I just like to stay traditionalist, and I'm for one, and trust me, I've played out of plenty of divots. Unfortunately, the divots that I play out of wasn't, and I might have been 150 yards out, but I'm like, okay, my 7-iron is not going to get me there, because I'm in this. I'm not unless I pick it clean or whatever the case might be. But I just maybe should just get it close and just take it for granted that I'm going to get close to the green. And hopefully one putt for par. But, I see your guys' point of view. I really do. But at what point do we stop making rules for conditions of the golf course? At what point, where does it stop?
I don't think it's ever going to stop. I don't think it can stop because there's so many new players coming into the game, and there's no way that we're going to get... You have people that have been playing this game for 20 years that won't fix a divot on the green. How many divots do we go on? And I do it myself. I have a rule. I go up there, and any divots around my area, I'm fixing. Because we got to maintain. It's simple, common sense to do these things, yet golfers that have been golfing forever, they won't do it. And if we don't fix it now with these little tiny things, it just gets bigger and bigger. They need to be addressed, and they need to be fixed. I don't want to be penalized.
So here would be my question, Biggs. So on the green, when someone makes a pitch mark, because we all know people don't fix their pitch mark.
Right.
And, or a lot of people don't, I should say. Obviously, there are, like us, that do. But we are allowed, so you don't putt through a pitch mark just because that's the way the course, well, sorry, you got bad luck at the draw, someone didn't fix it. So that's kind of where I see a divot in the fairway as well. Like you pipe a drive. Both of those drives I hit at the Colorado Open, I smoked, and I was so happy because you kind of got to thread the needle with that fairway. And I hit really good drives, get up there in a divot, and you're just like so defeated. And it's the same thing. Putting. How angry would you be if you had to putt over a pitch mark?
And I know the rules covers that. And this year they actually said that you could fix within your line as well. You could fix whatever augmentation in the green that you feel that, here's what I would say, and I would concede to. I'm okay with the idea that we can fix that issue as far as filling it and then hit out of it. You know what I'm saying? But again, that requires sand bottles to be on every cart or in your carry bag, so you would have to carry sand, or your caddy would have to carry sand on every single round, which is that feasible? It just adds, weight and everything else because you have to carry a bottle. You can't just carry a little plastic bag of sand. You have to carry one of those bottles, and those bottles could be pretty heavy. So, I'm okay with repairing it and hitting out of it. But logistically, like I said, and yeah, it's a man-made thing, but you are bettering your line when you put it in the fairway in the grass area. And yeah, I agree. You shouldn't be penalized for it, but that's golf. That's golf. You hit a great shot, and you wind up someplace you don't want to be. You're like, man, I smoked that thing, and all of a sudden you're through the fairway. You're like, now you're on the edge of the fairway and edge of the rough, and now you know how those shots can go. Those shots can go whatever way they want. But I don't know. I'm okay with fixing it. I'm not okay with changing the rule, pulling it out of the divot.
Okay. There you have it.
There we go.
And there we have it.
There we have it.
Well, good. When we go out and play, I'll make sure that you don't get to fix your divot, Big.
Oh, but you guys do, right?
Yep, we're fixing them.
And thank you, Amanda. I forgot that they're pitch marks, not divots on the green. So thank you for correcting that.
Yes.
Because I thought about it afterwards, and they are pitch
But you know
marks,
what?
not divots.
Golf courses call them divots
I've seen divots
too.
on the green. Yeah,
If you see on a scorecard, they say be sure to repair your divots on a green.
Yeah.
So
they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
It's called both.
All right.
Yeah, but I like pitch marks better. So it's one of the few times that Amanda's gonna, I'm gonna give her some props.
So
very few.
Let's wrap it up here. 30 seconds. Let's wrap it up here. Amanda wants the rule change. Billy, where you stand with the rule change?
I want to fill those divots, brother.
I want to fill those divots too. I agree with that. I totally agree with you, Billy, on that. I don't agree with being able to remove the ball totally off of that area because you are bettering your lie.
But you should be able to fill it.
I agree with that. So I think we're all in agreement that if the rule gets changed, I think it should be you being able to repair that area by filling that area with the sand that you have with you. Right?
Fair. Yes.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that. As a matter of fact, you're going to like this coming up next here on Bigg's Golf Talk. It is hour number 2. Phrase of the week for the contest. Amanda, you picked the phrase of the week.
Let's go with divot since we're on it.
Divot. Divot is the phrase of the week. D-I-V-O-T. Divot.
Divot.
We'll be right back right after this.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch. It's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics. Get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams in 4 flights, in 2 age divisions, represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead. Some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Kicking off hour number 2 here on Biggs Golf Talk. That's sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by participating in a local qualifier near you. Visit usgolfchallenge.com for more information or biggsgolftalk.com. Find some local qualifiers on there as well. Bigg Jon Vic along with Bill the GolfFather Cuebas, Amanda Robertson having the second hour off here on Biggs Golf Talk. Again, a busy girl. She's got to travel. Billy, we kick off second hour with a great guest as we teed up on number 10 here, and we met this gentleman in Oklahoma City performing and playing in the group in front of us, as a matter of fact, at Major Ed's Invitational.
Yes, we did. He was with our other buddy who we had on as well, Mr. Rob West. We had him on a couple of weeks. And the only thing that we try to get rid of on our players, which they took, and then they so quickly returned.
Which you didn't have to.
Yeah. We didn't want to, but they did. So, yeah, that kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth. But, yeah, he's still a nice guy for the most part.
Rick Monroe, country music star, welcome to Biggs Golf Talk, my friend.
Yeah, all I heard was Tito's, and I kind of blanked out since then.
kind of a flashback, you will? Because if I remember right, Major Ed's tournament was also sponsored by Tito's and had that Bloody Mary bar. That was really, really good, too.
Yes!
That's always good.
Oh, that was fun.
Uh-huh.
That was fun.
It was great. It was funny. I was talking to one of my friends the other night, and that's exactly what they were saying. Tito's is dangerous because it will sneak up on you.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they said. It tastes so good, it's dangerous.
Yes.
Maybe they should put that on the bottle. But that is amazing.
So good, it's dangerous.
They love it. Everybody I've talked, I don't drink, so it's kind of tough. But I almost want to just to experience what everybody else has experienced. I have not heard one negative thing about drinking Tito's. Tito's vodka, they say you could put with anything. Pickle juice if you want.
Yeah.
We saw that in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially Monster Energy drink. That's what I usually put it with.
Oh, yeah? You see?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've heard of
Arnold Palmer's
different ways to drink it. Yes, that's right.
Palmer's.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
No, you can't go wrong. Absolutely.
Even to a musician to start everything about alcohol. Sorry.
Let's get
But you see how easily Biggs was misled right into the trap.
Right, exactly right. Let's get right into it, Rick Monroe. Music, how did it all start for you?
Man, when I was a kid, I was always into the group. My mom always listened to some really great songwriters, and I wanted to be a drummer when I first started, and then I realized that's way too much gear to carry, and it looked like singers were having more fun, so I decided to start singing and writing, and then I've moved all over the country, and actually I've even lived in England, and when I got to LA, I just really started getting serious, and then now I live in Nashville.
You know what you could have done when you were a kid was find the nerdiest kid in the neighborhood and have him carry your gear for you.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I wasn't quite. I was only like 9 or 10, and I was just like, man, this is just too much stuff. And then I saw like lead singers have so much fun. I'm like, that's the job.
I'm not talking from experience, by the way. I just know a few bands myself when I was growing up, and they were garage bands, and they used to just grab the nerdiest kid in the area. Hey, you want to make a couple bucks? You're going to carry all the gear for us.
Or you find the biggest kid from the football team.
Yeah.
You find like the biggest guy, and you're like, hey man, you want to come hang out with us? Stuff?
There's going to be chicks. Country music, was that always been your passion?
Well, I mean, it's kind of weird because I started off more with like singer-songwriters as a kid, and then I was influenced by country, obviously, like Hank Jr. and Garth Brooks. But rock was kind of my thing as a kid. But as time has evolved, country music has evolved to where we're kind of like a southern rock country band. We're not like modern country with loops and rappers. We're more like this would be like a Blackberry Smoke or something like that. If to equate us to something now.
Bill, we actually had the opportunity to see Rick Monroe perform with Rob West and Maddox Ross, as a matter of fact. You want to talk about a really great threesome? That really, And Rick, let me ask you something about this Maddox Ross kid. This kid's a real deal. You're going to see him, in the ranks of the country music artist, aren't you?
I think so. Yeah, and he's a good kid. He's solid, and he seems to have a good head on his shoulders, and and he's got good people around him, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, this whole business is a crapshoot, and like someone said, do you want to be successful or famous? And I said successful, and so I've been able to make a living playing music, which I guess is success.
Absolutely.
So you never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the charity aspect of what you do for your country music that you actually perform. But Folds of Honor, that's where we met you, was the Folds of Honor event. How did you get hooked up with the Folds of Honor?
Well, Folds of Honor obviously is one of my favorite, because I love how much they actually are giving. It's not, they're getting a lot of money, but they give like 97% or something crazy, or 90 or whatever. The other thing is amazing, but I also do stuff with, I do like Habitat for Humanity is one that I do a lot of stuff for. Safe Haven, which is a homeless shelter here in Nashville. Obviously St. Jude's we do a lot with, and cancer research in general. If there's anything I can do for that, I'm always up for.
There you go. And, that's really admirable for you to do with all those charities and things like that. Bill and I feel the same way with different charities as well.
Well, it's part of the thing. I mean, if I have the opportunity to do something that could help somebody else, it's my time, it's a little bit of effort. I mean, I'm more than happy. If I donate a guitar or whatever it is that's actually going to help change somebody else's life. I mean, that's the least I can do. Especially for the military, because it's because of them that we have the freedom to do what we do. So, I feel that people should feel more obligated to take care of the military than anybody else at this point.
I think we all feel that way, but unfortunately it's not the case. That's why we have to keep pushing more. But it takes people like you and us and Rob West and guys that have a bigger platform to push. It takes time. You don't have, and you try to explain that to people. It doesn't take a lot of money, and sometimes it takes no money. Just using your voice to reach your audience is priceless. We should never leave. We got like 500-600 scholarship recipients that they have to be turned away, and hopefully soon we won't have to turn anybody away. It'll be a good mission that we have to keep striving forward to accomplish.
Right. No, it's a great thing. Yeah, it's sad that we do have to do it, but at least Major Rooney saw a problem that needed to be fixed and has been taking it head on. So I mean, kudos to that guy. What an amazing story all that is.
Let's talk a little bit more about your music. How can people find out more information about your music? How can people listen to your music? How many albums do you have out there? What how can people get all that stuff?
Well, it's pretty easy, man. RickMonroe.com is kind of a splash page that gets you to every Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, any of that stuff. We're available there. So if you just pretty much type in Rick Monroe, you'll find us. We've got a new album out right now called Smoke Out. So we have a bunch of EPs out. Of course, there's a YouTube channel and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So, we're there.
Now, you've actually expanded your brand into podcasting, Road Life with Rick Monroe. What made you come up with that?
Yes. Well, I was just because I thought about all the people that I know that make a living on the road, and I thought it'd be interesting to people. And I started with my band members first, and I found out a bunch about them I didn't know. I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And then I started, and again, I do a golf tournament, and I play golf with Grant Fuhr. I'm sure a lot of people would love to know what Grant Fuhr was like, what his life was like on the road while he was winning his 5 or whatever NHL championships. And so I just started using some of the contacts. I mean, I know so many different people in so many different walks of life that do that. And so I figured, so I had Bill on. Bill just did an episode, and it'll be out, I think, July 8th. I thought that was really cool.
Now, can you give?
I love doing it.
Can you give a brief description of what you and Bill kind of talked about on the podcast?
I guess a lot of it. I mean, we talked about Folds. We talked about how he came to get into golf, and then what he's doing now to try to help people. I think one of the big key factors is that letting people know how much they matter, which was kind of a key part of the conversation.
I was just going to ask you because it
Biggs,
seems like
people want to know. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bill.
But if people really want to know and get a little bit more insight into who I am and what I'm about, they should listen to that podcast because it's totally different than what we do. You know, I'm removed from the show, and I'm me. I'm Bill Cuebas. So it's a totally different thing, and it was a lot more open and candid there than what we normally do. Because when we're out on stage, it's always about our guest. I was actually the person that was being interviewed, so it was definitely more personal, more about me and more about my feelings, more of stuff that I do, and more of my personal life than anything else. So I really enjoyed doing it because it was one of the most unique ones that I've actually done.
Wait.
Yeah, no.
Wait. You have feelings?
Well, only if they listen to that show. If they listen to that, on July 8th, then absolutely, maybe positively, I'm not talking. But if they don't, then absolutely not. I have none whatsoever. No, I have no feelings.
Well, that's not true. Listen to the podcast. That's full of feelings.
Yes, listen to the podcast, and then you tell me if I have feelings.
Rick, with 22 episodes under your belt, how are you feeling about this podcast?
I think the good thing is it's something I do that I'm not looking at it to be like anything other than me getting an opportunity to have conversations with people. Our numbers are starting to increase. That's great, but it's still a slow burn. I'm not like finally made a Facebook page. I've had it. I do it bi-weekly, so it's every 2 weeks I put it out. So it kind of keeps the pressure off me. But I just want to do something, people who do listen to it get pretty well informed about all kinds of things. So I thought I'd keep doing it. It's a cool side thing to do. My entire career is all about me. Everything's about me. And it's nice to, maybe that's why I do as much charity as I do, and maybe that's why I do the podcast, because it's nice to take the focus off of me and just, listen and learn about other people.
Absolutely. I mean, you have interviews with Stanley Cup champions, a rodeo clown, a comedian, even Eric Turner from Warrant. I didn't even think anybody from Warrant was still alive.
I'm touring still. No, I've got that. I've got a PGA pro. I've got Robert Gomez.
Yes, I see that.
Yes. Yeah, I've had Jim Florentine, who's a big comedian. Dave Koechner, who was on The Office and on Anchorman. Remember those movies? Anchorman.
Yep.
Besides me, who's the most famous? Because I know I'm the most famous one, but who's the most famous after me?
It's kind of hard to say. Dave Koechner is pretty famous, actually. From being champ on Office. On Anchorman. He's pretty famous. Pat Finn was on the show The Middle, so that guy's done pretty well. Jim Florentine used to have that metal show and does a bunch of stuff. Obviously, Grant Fuhrer.
For those
Parsons.
I was just going to say, for those NASCAR fans, how about Phil Parsons?
Phil Parsons has actually been the most popular one yet. Like he's got the most listens, and he's at the top of the heap, which is kind of wild.
I'm taking over that. I'm taking over. I will be the most listened to podcast that he has. I'm calling it right here. Come July 8th. I'm breaking all the records. I'm going to have all three of my fans go there and listen. We are popping it like it's hot. Come on.
That's awesome.
Road Life with Rick Monroe on July 8th. The GolfFather, Bill Cuebas, to appear on that podcast. And what time will that podcast be posted there, Rick?
It usually posts about like 5:30 in the morning, and then it goes live. So it's just once it goes live, it's just live.
Right.
It's not like I just have that day.
Well,
that's awesome. And you know who I get to follow, Biggs?
Who do you get to follow?
Fat Dag was the last one. Mike Daggett. And you know where we're going to be? You know the significant synchronicity? We will be in Indiana on July 8th live, and Mike Daggett's going to be there. And that just happened to be and no, it wasn't planned. Mike Daggett was the last podcast. Bill Cuebas is the next one. On the same exact date, we will be live in Indy with Mike Daggett and the rest of the Indiana Pose of Honor chapter. Synchronicity,
awesome.
brother.
Mike's podcast is doing really well, too. Like, it's only been out a couple weeks, and he's been crushing it. So, you know,
see that?
let's see.
And we all get them humble beginnings. Oh yeah, you know what? We got that brotherly love, so it don't matter. We try to propel each other instead of pull each other down. We try to help lift, because you know what? We all have different audiences, and we're going to have those fans that are willing to cross over. And like me, you asked me 10 years ago, you want to listen to country music? I'd be like, what? What's that? Now it's like, I love it. I listen to your music. I listen to Rob West music. I love country. I listen to Maddox sing. I mean, you guys have opened up my music genres to different levels now. I mean, where I wouldn't even entertain doing it because of the nice people that you are, and you're pretty good looking on the eyes. I'm just going to say that, but I don't like you. But, you know, when you see that and you get to know these people, you know what I mean? It's awesome, man. And you guys are like everyday people. I remember just chilling out in the airport when you guys were all taking off.
You know, Rick, I'll tell you this much. He just got finished saying he doesn't like you. I like you. If you ever want to interview me and edit him out for July 8th, you could always do that.
No, I didn't mean like I didn't like him like that. You know what I mean? I didn't like him like in the manly kind of good-looking way.
He's got a backup plan, Billy.
He has long hair, Biggs. He has long hair, and he's big and tall and lanky and skinny and everything. You know, he fits that musician, that like mold. You know, you know what I mean. So it was tough standing next to him and Rob West, man. Come on, man.
Rob's a studly man.
Rob is studly.
They made a country sandwich out of Billy. I'm a new country sandwich because in between them was crazy. It was crazy, man. It was awesome, though.
With the 2 minutes that we have left here, what is in the future for Rick Monroe?
Man, well, now, I mean, right now we got a lot of dates coming up. We're playing a lot, so we'll be touring. You can, like I said, you check out rickmonroe.com. They'll have the tour dates. Hopefully we'll be doing some more fold stuff. I mean, I always love doing that. So anytime they call me, I'm ready for duty. So, whenever that's needed, Major Ed. I'm actually getting Major Ed to do a podcast too coming up.
Oh, there you go.
Awesome to have.
That will take over all your all-time highs.
Yeah. No, I'm not promoting that one. I'm not promoting that. Nope. I gotta just have one more listen than he does. I'll be all right. We love him, man. It's gonna be awesome. He's amazing to have on any show. You know what I mean? His commentary and the way he talks is infectious, man. He just sucks you right into that life, and you can feel that energy, man, like no other. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
He's the real deal.
Absolutely.
So just touring, playing. I mean, we're going to start recording some new stuff. We're just kind of waiting for the cycle of this record to kind of find its way to the end, and then we'll start. And now I think we're going to start moving more to just doing singles because it's just there doesn't seem to be an appetite for full records anymore. And we're thinking of maybe doing like a single a month or a single every 2 months, and just kind of building the new music that way and staying out on the road. Because our favorite thing is to play for people.
As a matter of fact,
awesome.
You're going to be tonight on June 29th, Saturday. You're going to be in Cadott, Wisconsin at Country Fest. So people want to make sure you're in. Those are our listeners in Wisconsin. Drive up to Cadott and go to Country Fest, and you'll see Rick Monroe there. And all that information's on his website at rickmonroe.com. Hey, Rick, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. I know it's a different kind of animal for you to be on a golf talk show, but man, oh man, we love your music. We love what you're doing for charity, and we're looking forward to seeing you perform.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for not talking about my golf game because it doesn't exist. So this is good.
Well, you
funny, said to stay away from your weak.
You know what? I'll tell you what. When we were on a commercial break before you called in, Billy made sure he told me during the commercial break, do not talk about his golf game. He will flip out. He will just absolutely go nuts. And
I wouldn't flip out. I just laugh. But you know what though? I am the dude who will sink a 35-foot putt as a clutch for a birdie. So,
that's awesome.
That's me. Everything else, and I drink really well, and I can drive. So I'm like the golf cart,
There you go.
You're amazing, pal.
Hey, drive for show, putt for dough, baby.
With that said, coming up next on Bigg's Golf Talk is OnCore Golf. We'll be right back right after this.
Later, guys.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it. The Spider Divot Tool's revolutionary new design is better for greens and makes ball mark repairs easy. No sharp ends or dirt in your pocket, the Spider achieves amazing results with little or no skill. With a simple push-pull action, the Spider makes ball marks disappear quicker and better for a smoother putting surface. The Spider includes a magnetic ball marker and is made of milled aluminum to last a lifetime. It also makes a great gift for your next tournament and that special golfer who has it all. The Spider tool from Instagolf is a must-have in every golfer's bag. For more information about the Spider Divot Tools, their website is www.spiderdivottools.com and enter promo code BIGG Golf Talk to get 10% off your purchase. www.spiderdivottools.com. The Spider Divot Tools is the official divot tool of Bigg's Golf Talk.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
And we're back here on Bigg's Golf Talk on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Native Family Radio, and on your Alexa devices. Bigg Jon Vic along with the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas. And, Billy, don't you like free stuff?
No,
I don't like free stuff either. No.
Of course not.
But for those people that do like free stuff, and it's not as rich as Billy and I are, well, OnCore Golf has something really cool they're giving away. It's called the Legendary Sweepstakes. Amazing prizes, 2 grand prizes, 2 legends, and not one winner, but 2 winners for this Legendary Sweepstakes. Now that, my friends, is legendary. OnCore Golf.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, man, OnCore Golf has done it again. 1 grand prize winner and a friend will play a round of golf at the Colonial Golf Club in Memphis, Tennessee with Al Geiberger, the very place where Al became Mr. 59, shooting a record 13 under par at the 1977 Danny Thomas Memphis Classic. Their 2nd grand prize winner and a friend will play a round of golf at the Bears Golf Club in Jupiter, Florida, with, get this, you thought Al was a big name? The legendary Gary Player. Gary Player is a 3-time Masters champion who also won 9 major championships on the regular tour and 9 major championships on the Champions Tour. All travel accommodations and green fees for 2 will be provided. The value of this is priceless. Now, Billy, unfortunately, I don't think you and I can win this because OnCore Golf is an official sponsor of Bigg's Golf Talk, but let's welcome in one of the founders and CEOs of OnCore Golf, and that's Bret Blakley is joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Bret, I've known you since OnCore started, and to see big names like Al Geiberger and Gary Player on your list. Did you guys ever expect something like that to happen, in the future of OnCore Golf?
Oh, that's tough. It's tough to discern between what we expected and what we hoped for, and what we imagined success would look like. So, I don't think anything ever plays out exactly how you may think of in your head, but we are certainly humbled, honored, and proud to have guys like that, be representing the company. We also look at this as just another point of validation for the kind of innovation and high-performance products that we've been developing, and almost look at it as a passing of the torch. These are two guys that have literally played every piece of equipment, that's in existence for the last 4 or 5 decades. And in both cases, they were introduced to the ball, not from us, but from, somebody 6 degrees of separation, and came to us in hopes of, helping spread the word and helping a company like ours that they see as good for golf with bringing real innovation to the forefront, and doing what they can, lending their names, lending their, their notoriety and just their fame to really help us propel even further on this path to success that we've been working at for 7 years now.
I'll tell you what, I am so happy that you guys have stuck it out. Even when you guys started out, there was indie golf companies out there with indie golf balls out there and getting shut down, getting threatened with lawsuits and things like that. But OnCore Golf, being able to engineer their own technology, withstood all that, several years back, and here you are today, being able to produce new golf balls, being able to engineer new technology with the golf ball. Very, very impressive for a small indie golf company as OnCore Golf. But then again, I think the steps you're taking are the right steps. So you're not trying to be as big as you can, as quickly as you can, but you're taking the right steps to get as big as you can get. Is that the way that you guys wanted to be?
Yeah. When the Elixir came out in 2017 is really when things started to turn. We had already brought on board one of the most well-known and accomplished golf ball engineers who had been, head of R&D at TaylorMade and worked with Titleist and helping develop Pro V1 and been behind all these phenomenal balls over the years. And, he is the one that's been the main brain behind the development of our golf balls for the past, 3-4 years. And when he developed the Elixir and we launched in 2017, his instructions were very simple to make a ball that was better than anything he had ever been a part of. And that included the Pro V1, that included, all the other big name brands, balls that he had worked on. And it is arguably the best ball on the market. And again, there's more that he's going to continue to develop for us, but it is really, nice because when we launched that, it just kind of caught and spread fire so quickly amongst people playing it. I mean, it was all skill levels that, when they started playing it, they're like, oh my God, I can't tell you how many testimonials we got that this is the best ball I've ever played. Time and time again, got my first hole-in-one with it. And those were the type of things that we had hoped for, but what we weren't ready for was growing that quickly. And, our sales grew by 6 times in 7 months. And that actually was something that almost took us out because we were not prepared and did not have the investment capital to support the kind of inventory financing that we now needed to supply in order to make sure that we had product. And so that was, that's kind of one of the ups and downs of being a smaller company and a startup. And, but we survived it. And not only did we survive it, but we were able to, again, another icon, but in the finance industry, Chuck Schwab, he comes across the ball because he was best friends with Al Geiberger growing up. So, of course, he plays it. After his first round orders 12 dozen, 7 months later, invest 7 figures. Another 3 months later, invest another 7 figures. So it just, again, goes to show how, when you do stuff the right way, when you get the right people behind it that actually believe in you, you can be successful in any industry, even one as difficult as the golf ball industry.
And I think that's a big testimonial, too, because, I mean, I remember there were occasions that you guys had to pretty much just about shut down the website because people wanted to order and couldn't because you guys didn't have the stock in, and you tried your best on social media to keep everybody updated to when balls were arriving. But one of the big testimonials, and you probably guys weren't prepared for at the time, you are now, was you mentioned people ordering 12 dozen. That's one of the things that you were getting was people were trying your ball, but then when they were purchasing multiple dozens, not just 1 dozen at a time.
Right, and that was another thing that we had built into the website. We wanted people to have the best products available, but be able to, not have to empty their wallet or pay the same type of premium price. And so we started doing, bulk discount savings. We revamped the loyalty program to what it is today, which was great. And of course, our order value skyrocketed, but that put more strain on the amount of inventory that we had and how fast we were selling through it, and the ability to be able to get enough, back in the warehouse in time to be able to ship out. But, again, getting through that, it was a super scary time, and it was scary because it was like we were going to go out of business because of our own success. So to have the financial backing of somebody like Charles Schwab, who also obviously is one of the biggest supporters of golf, the PGA, that there is, was just huge. And now it's allowed us to, capitalize on the momentum. Obviously, we recently launched the green mat versions of both the Avant 55 and the Elixir. We've got a ton of really massive projects that we'll hopefully be able to mention in the next 30 to 60 days, and we'll be happy to do that right with you guys on Big's Golf Talk. But there's also development of the next version of the Elixir, which already is getting us pretty excited over here at OnCore, because we know how good the Elixir is right now, and we are positive, our engineers are positive, the things that they have in mind are going to make it even better, demonstrably better, which I think should be a scary thought for some of the other companies.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great golf ball. The Avant 55 also in the lime green matte finish, and the Elixir in those colors. But as a matter of fact, Bill and I both have. Bill is using the Elixir. I'm using the Avant 55, and I love the ball. Billy, I know you love the lime green finish on it, the matte finish on it. We've been a big fan of that since it's come out, and it's And one thing I like about that, it does not hurt the performance of the ball, Bill.
No. But I do have a special request, being that we have Brett on.
Yeah.
You ready, Brett?
I'm ready.
I'm famous and infamous for one thing in life, man. And I want you to help a brother out because, you are a sponsor of the show. Billy is famous for Billy's blue balls. And
didn't he talk about this last time, Brett?
I got the man on right now. Billy is asking for his blue balls. Billy loves to play with blue balls. And I'm just saying, it could be a light case of blue balls. It could be dark blue balls. And Billy just wants blue balls. So if you could help me out, I think it would be a big seller. You know what I mean? Because what guy doesn't want to play with blue balls on the golf course? Come on. We all want to play with blue balls.
That's the only way I want to play with blue balls.
Yes. So if you can, you might want to throw that around with the team that, hey, we got to make this happen. You know what I mean? I won't charge anything for that advice when it goes global. Just make Billy some blue balls. You know what I mean? You got an idea?
It's definitely a possibility. We wanted to see how the reaction to the green mat would be, and of course it's been outstanding. So we do expect to launch some more matte version colors. That'll probably be next year, or maybe debut at the PGA show. But again, we wanted to get the kind of the demand for it at a predictable rate, so we knew what we needed to expect if we were to launch more colors. But more colors will be coming.
And here's the thing, Bret, and I'm going to inflate his ego. I know I am when I say this. So here's the thing. You know how a certain brand has the Tiger Woods version? You could make a special edition called the GolfFather version and make a blue box with blue balls.
There you go. Inflate my ego.
Stop giving me ideas, or else I'm going to have to pay you guys.
Hey, listen. Let's get back to the meat and potatoes, because you guys are having certainly a big Legendary Sweepstakes, and some great companies that are involved. Club Glove, a company that we've worked with before, Ernst Sports, Golf Shot. I've actually reached out to them because I'll tell you they offer a unique app out there that I think people might be interested in. And obviously your company, OnCore Golf. And we mentioned 2 grand prizes, 2 legends, 2 winners. But that's not all the stuff that you're giving away in the sweepstakes. Talk about what else you're giving away.
Yeah, well, that has been exciting. You know, the companies that we've developed relationships with over the years, just the quality of them, you know, where they stand in their respective spaces in the industry. You know, it's really cool that they wanted to be a part of this. So, yeah, Ernst Sports has just unbelievable launch monitors. And, of course, every golfer loves data. So what we wanted to do is offer 2 of our winners to a chance to win the ES 2020, which gives you just about every single thing you could imagine. Club data, ball data, and you can put that right in your own home. You can put it in your backyard in front of a net. You could, you know, take it wherever you want. Those are each worth $12,000. The interesting thing about Club Glove is Jeff Harold, who's the founder of it, is actually also a native Buffalonian. And OnCore being in Buffalo, New York, me being born and raised in Buffalo, New York, we met him several years ago. And just a great guy. You know, he had moved out to California when he was about 30 and ended up inventing a cover putter out of a torn wetsuit when he went surfing, and shopped it around all the companies and sold it to Odyssey. I think it was a year that one of the players using the Odyssey won a championship, and that his cut from that, I think, was a quarter million, and he bootstrapped Club Glove with that money. So it's kind of nice to see, you know, another Buffalo connection. And of course, they are the go-to. Pretty much every tour player has their travel luggage. They've got the tour towels that so many use. Just really high quality products. So that's another exciting partner that we have, and there's going to be 5 winners that get the OnCore Golf branded Club Glove travel luggage. We are also giving away our own prize, which is going to be a year's supply of golf balls, a golf bag, a hat. There will be 15 winners of that, and that prize is valued at $600. And then, of course, the Golf Shop Pro app, which is just a really, really cool app. 3D flyover previews of each hole, real-time distance targets, on-the-spot club recommendation. There's going to be 20 winners that will receive the free year of their pro version of the app, which is $39.99 for a year subscription. You'll get that for free as well. So we wanted to do something that, you know, wasn't just giving people a good taste in their mouth because of the performance of our products or maybe the customer service, but we're all about, you know, trying to make things exciting for the people that support us and giving them an experiential, you know, memory and something they can look back on that it's, I mean, some of these prizes are just unbelievable. They're going to be talking about it with their friends, you know, forever. And the people that win the grand prizes, I mean, are you kidding me? And they're going to always remember that it was OnCore Golf that provided that opportunity for them. So, you know, I'm sure, I'm positive we will be doing more things like this every year. And as we continue to grow, it's only going to get juicier. But we're excited to be able to offer this to our customers and do believe that, you know, the karmic value of doing this will come back to us in spades, which is why we're willing to, you know, take care of all this and put up the money and all the expenses that it'll take to give these wonderful experiences and prizes to our audience.
Hey, Bret, I got. Let's kick that thing up just a little bit. I think the grand prize winner, whoever he is, after you or she, whoever that person might be, we should have him on the show.
Absolutely.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think we should have them on. They can talk about the experience, everything that they go through from from finding out when they won all the way to when they start getting the prize and doing what they're doing, you know, golfing with whichever lucky legendary golfer they get to do. So I think it's awesome. I think we should do that. What do you think, Leon?
I think it's a great idea. I think, as a matter of fact, each winner from both Legends should be on the show and talk about that experience. And Bret, certainly,
there you go. We cover
certainly
them both.
We could work that out.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and of course, they're probably going to have plenty of amazing stories from those experiences that will be pretty fun for your audience to hear.
Well, we have a 2-hour show.
Yes, we have plenty of time.
All right, we're
I'm excited to see what it means to them. It's going to be really cool to watch all that come to fruition and see the enjoyment they got out of it.
Bret, how can people sign up for this great Legendary Sweepstakes?
They can go to the OnCore Golf Sweepstakes page is live. There's a landing page, OnCoreGolf.com/pages/sweepstakes, and it is going to list all the prizes. All you have to do to actually enter is put an email address in, but all of our partners do sell products that you can purchase right from here, and for every purchase of any of our products or partners' products, you get additional entries for it. So, of course, there's no purchase necessary to enter the contest, but if you want to improve your odds, certainly check out the special deals that all the sponsors are handing out, and that'll get you additional entries, and you can do this as often as you like. So the more entries, the better chance you have to win, and it'll be running for 90 days. So the contest will be winners will be chosen September 1st.
There you go. OnCoreGolf.com is the website. Be more with OnCore and this Legendary Sweepstakes. You can get a lot more in your golf bag and have chances to golf with two great legends. Bret Blakley, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. My final question for you before I let you go: are we excluded from the giveaway? Do we have to quit the show in order to enter?
I think there might be a conflict of interest there.
Unfortunately. I quit.
Again. He quits again for another giveaway. I'll tell you. Bret, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Coming up next is Bigg's Product of the Week. We'll be right back right after this.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So Mom's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Bigg's Product of the Week is sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by participating in a local qualifier near you. Visit usgolfchallenge.com or biggsgolftalk.com for those local qualifiers. But we have a few local qualifiers that are coming up very, very soon. Billy, what are those qualifiers?
Well, we got one that's closing on July 2nd. That's Deer Creek Golf and Country Qualifier in Overland Park, Kansas. All right, then we have the next one as the Belterra Golf and Country Club qualifier in Florence, Indiana. Then we have University Ridge in Madison, Wisconsin, right in your backyard, Big.
Yes.
That one closes on July 3rd. And then we have the Back Nine Club qualifier in Massachusetts. Then following that one, we have Foxtail Golf and Country qualifier in Rohnert Park, California. We're going Cali, baby. Then next, Little Mountain Golf and Country Club. They're in Plainview, Ohio. That one ends July 14th. Last but not least is Meadow Lakes, and that's in Cedartown, Georgia. They're closing on July 10th. You got a lot of great events, well-priced, $85 a person, $90 a person, prices that are unheard of for what you have the opportunity to win. Get to those qualifiers, people. Enter, and I'll look forward to seeing you at the next event.
If you win your event, your flight, you then move on to Myrtle Beach and the Legends, which is the national. And then if you win that in your flight, you do represent Team USA, all expenses paid, going to Ireland. So you want to make – this is a really, really great thing to do with the U.S. Golf Challenge and have an opportunity to represent Team USA. Now, for our Ireland people that are listening in Ireland, get with Lynn McCool for those qualifiers around Ireland. That way you could represent Team Ireland and still – lose the King's Cup. I mean, still participate and compete for the King's Cup. So, there you go.
Absolutely.
All right. Our Biggs product of the week is I had an opportunity to test out some big and tall apparel from Callaway Apparel. And they say performance doesn't stop at extra large, and how true they are. Popular sizes 2XLT, 3X, 3XLT, 44, 46, 48. Some popular sizes that go through Callaway Big and Tall Apparel. Polos, weather series, shorts, and pants. They have it all for the big and tall individual out there. Now, I'm not a tall individual. I am a big individual. I had an opportunity to test out the Big and Tall Swing Tech Jacquard Polo. And, Billy, you've seen me wearing this in New Mexico. And I tell you what, it felt great on my skin. It felt good when I swung. And we did see some heated temperatures out there in New Mexico, and the moist wicking on his performance polo was just outstanding. You and I both have experienced both, Callaway Apparel and the engineering year after year, coming out with new stuff, venturing into the big and tall section. And I'll tell you what, man, I was very, very impressed. I also tried out the Big and Tall Swing Tech yarn dyed ergo shorts. The one thing about the Big and Tall, now this is the negative for me because I am not tall, but you've seen the shorts on me, and the first thing you said is, what are those, capris? So, I mean, depending how tall you are.
That's not their fault.
Right.
That's not their fault.
That's not their fault.
I always tell you that, though. You know what I mean? It's because you're, how would you say, while tall in my eyes, you're short in stature. So, yeah, sometimes that's why I would tell you. I mean, sometimes you got to go with the pants because, the inseam, unless you take it yourself, on somebody that has your particular body shape, it's tough. Because even sometimes, with the ones that I get when they're 35, they go to, I don't like them, I don't like that, for that. But I have Callaways. I am currently reviewing it for golfball.com myself. I have the regular editions. Similar to yours, I don't have that particular problem. So it really depends, on what you get. But I understand where you're coming from. But in another token, what I really liked about your outfit is the styles that they have make you look slender.
Yes.
You understand? I don't know if that makes sense. They make how would you say?
They
make
fit
you
well.
Look good. Yeah, they fit well, but the patterns, they make you look slender. And a lot of people out there that are listening, depending, because you know me, I like to wear a lot of crazy stuff, but when you wear stuff that makes you look you know what I mean? Certain times you put it on a piece of clothing and it doesn't look like you. It shows everything that is not quite you or makes you kind of look a little bit heavier or whatever. These things actually, they slenderize you. They make you look good. You look really good, and you can see the difference in your pictures, how you took them. And I was like, wow, that's my boy Biggs. And you know me, I'm always telling you, Biggs, nope, I don't like that. Take that off. Biggs, nope, you got to put something else. But those outfits that you were wearing when we were together, they're you, man. They are absolutely you. I'm digging it.
And I will tell you, I'm joking about those shorts. But I mean, I'm generous. I'm going to give myself generously 5'6". Generously, I'm giving you that, right? So, as far as the tall part, but the shirts felt, and you know what? And here's the thing. So I had a 3XL on the shirt. Yep. And still, a lot of times when I buy a 3XL shirt, just a regular size 3XL, the sleeves will come below my elbow. And now I look like I'm swimming. My arms are swimming in the shirt.
Exactly.
But Callaway did not appear that. I mean, the sleeve was still above my elbow. And it felt good. It looked good, like you said, Billy. The shorts, I actually, when I tried them on and I golfed in them, I came back home and I actually hemmed them up a little bit. So, folks, even though I'm a 44 around my waist, it doesn't mean that, just like my pants, I have to have all my pants hemmed up. All of my pants have to be hemmed. My shorts, if I buy big and tall, I just have to hem up the tall part of it with the shorts. But as far as the area where you're supposed to have space and it's not squeezing and all that stuff, the fit was just great. I felt I had room, I had air. You know, it just felt good where my thighs didn't feel tight in them.
And you know I don't like giving you compliments.
Yeah.
You look good.
Thank you.
So this is your one and only compliment that you're probably going to get. But they made you look. They flattered you. How is that? They were flattering. The fit was flattering. The whole entire concept of their thing. If you look at all their styles, bigs, they're very flattering to the big guys. I don't know how they do it, but I guess it slenderizes you. I don't know how to say it, but I think it slenderized you. It made you look, well proportioned and everything. It made you look good, man. I was like, wow, that's my boy.
And the other thing that they sent me was they sent me a Weather Series vest, which was a nice, and it felt good. I haven't worn that on a golf course yet, but I did wear it, wear it out and stuff like that, and it felt really good. I mean, they have so much for the big and tall guy out there. So if you're a big and tall guy that listens to the show, Callaway Apparel, I recommend them as for a big and tall person. You're going to enjoy the comfort. You're going to enjoy the feel. You're going to look good. As Billy would say, if you're the big part of that, it's going to make you look slender.
And you know what else, Biggs?
What's that?
Biggs, one last thing I'm going to say. Even though it's big and tall, and everything's made for the big man, the price isn't. Everything it falls right in line. The same outfits you're wearing are the same outfits I have on the regular side.
Yes.
And the pricing is the same. So they're not jacking you for all kinds of extra money because you're big and tall. They are moderately compared pricing-wise. I say go for it.
I'm telling you, I mean, look at this. I mean, the big and tall cooling micro hex polo with chevron, which is the logo on it, $65. I mean, that's what they charge from the regular apparel, too. And this is a big and tall. So, sizes all the way up to like 6XL. I mean, it's just great. And the pants is just, very reasonable on the pricing on the pants as well.
Absolutely.
I agree. So they're not nicking you because you're big and tall, and that's something that should be important to every customer out there.
Absolutely.
It's not your fault you're big and tall. That's just how your body is. You shouldn't have to be nicked for it. And one of the reasons that other companies use was the extra material that has to be used. What? Come on. Really? Yeah. How much extra material is it? In all honesty. So.
Yeah.
But
couple inches of material.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got the Jacquard Swing Tech Polo, the one I have, $49.99, and it's their best seller.
Dude, I tell you, the pricing is on point, man.
Yes,
it's excellent. The pricing for what it
and
is,
it's stylish. I mean, if you look at the patterns that they offer, the different colors, there's such a wide variety of styles that they offer. I mean, they have a big and tall right now, ombre box print polo. 40% off at $32.99.
Insane!
They're just crazy. Crazy, I say. A 3-stripe color. As a matter of fact, when I get off of here, I'm ordering this. I like this. The big and tall 3-color stripe polo, $29.99.
Yep. There you go. I'm looking at it too. I'm online too.
The Big and
They
Tall
got a lot of
Cooling
stuff.
Micro Hex Polo with Chevron, $20.99. Brother, I'm doing some shopping.
There you
Look
go.
at this. The Big
and
and
I
Tall.
love the colors. They got a whole
Look at
bunch
this.
of different
Did
colors.
you
They
see
got
the
like 5 or 6
ventilated
different
heathered
colors.
color? $23.99. You now, when you listen to this show, all this might be shopped out because I'm going to be buying a couple $100 worth of shirts. But I'm telling you, you look at this at CallawayApparel.com, Big and Tall. It's, you know, if you're a big and tall person, this should be a go-to. The pricing is just perfect. The feel is perfect. The look is perfect. I highly recommend them. If you're shorter than 6 feet tall, though, or even 5'9", 5'11", you might want to consider a little hemming in the shorts because they do go below the knees a little bit. But other than that,
well, they show it, Biggs. You can see it on their models. Even on their models, the bigger guys, it goes down to right to the bottom of their knee. So when you get a guy that, you know, has a different kind of inseam, it's going to be a little off. But you know what? That's part of the process, man. I got my pants, and I go and I hem them anyway because, you know, not everybody's a perfect. You know, sometimes we're a 31.5 or a 31. We need to get it for ourselves. I hem my pants. I like my pants tight. You know me. I like them right on point, right to the crisp at the bottom.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm doing some shopping right now. All right. Callaway Apparel, Big and Tall, is your Biggs product of the week, sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. You need to be 21 years of age to enjoy a great Tito's beverage. And friends, don't let friends drive drunk. And make sure that if you do buy Callaway Apparel, the Big and Tall, go out and play some golf in the qualifier for U.S. Golf Challenge. Billy, another great show today, brother. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to see you next week. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Next week.
Yep.
Indiana.
Live show next Monday, July the 8th. Oh, it's going to be a fun time at the Full Honor Patriots Shootout. For Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, I'm Bigg Jon Vic. This has been Biggs Golf Talk. Thanks for listening, everybody. Good golfing, and you matter.